One thing I fear most is climbing up the ladder of wealth and falling down the ladder. It's even better never to be rich at all than to be rich for a short period of time and suddenly become poor. Today, we're talking about 7 habits that can either make you financially secure or lead you straight into poverty. Stick around if you want to take control of your financial future. 1. Overspending. Overspending is the first topic. If you routinely spend more money than you actually have, you will find yourself in this situation. It's not uncommon, and it may put a lot of people in a mess financially. How come? Mostly due to the fact that we frequently experience feelings of pressure to impress other people, which causes us to purchase goods that we are unable to afford. Imagine that you have $50 in your wallet, but you spend $70 on things like luxury restaurants, electronics, or clothing. Spending more money than you have available to pay for an item is an example of overspending. When you only have $10 in your wallet, it's like going to a party where the appetizers cost $20. Many people engage in this behavior without even being aware of it, as it is a typical occurrence. And why does it take place? It's true that there are instances when we want to seem nice or fit in with our friends, and as a result, we buy items that we actually can't afford. Imagine that you are attempting to impress your friends by purchasing the most recent phone, but you end up with a large bill that you are unable to pay. Because of this behavior, you may find yourself in a difficult financial situation, such as being unable to pay your rent on time or owing money to the bank. Comparable to trying to fill a swimming pool with a very little cup, you will never have enough water to satisfy your needs. In order to maintain a good financial situation, it is imperative that you avoid overspending, which occurs when you spend more money than you have available. 2. Procrastination. Procrastination is like saying, "I'll do it later," and then never getting around to it. You know those important things you need to do, like paying bills on time or saving money for the future? Well, when you procrastinate, you keep pushing them aside. Imagine you have a big project due at school, but instead of starting early, you wait until the last minute. That's procrastination. And guess what? It's not just about schoolwork. It can affect your finances too. When you procrastinate with money matters, like budgeting or saving, you're not moving closer to your financial goals. It's like wanting to climb a mountain but never taking a step forward. If you keep delaying, you'll never reach the top. Procrastination stops you from getting where you want to be financially. It's like hitting the pause button on your money goals. If you want to reach financial stability, you've got to tackle tasks head-on and avoid putting them off for later. 3. Instant gratification. Instant gratification is like wanting something right now without thinking about the future. You know those times when you see something you really want, like a new video game or a fancy toy, and you just have to have it? That's instant gratification. It's natural to want things right away, but it can get in the way of reaching our long-term goals. Imagine you have a big dream, like buying a car or going on a vacation. If you spend all your money on little things you want right now, like snacks or toys, you might not have enough left over for your big dream. Instant gratification is like eating candy instead of saving it for later. Sure, it feels good now, but you might regret it later when you don't have any left. If you always go for the quick rewards, you might miss out on the bigger, better things in the future. It's okay to treat yourself once in a while. It's important to think about the long-term benefits too. Instead of always going for instant gratification, try to balance it with saving and planning for the future. That way, you can enjoy the best of both worlds. 4. Focusing on too many ventures. It's like having too many plates spinning at once. You know how when you try to do too many things at the same time, it's hard to do any of them well? That's what happens when we focus on too many ventures. Imagine you're trying to learn soccer, basketball, and chess all at once. It's exciting to try new things, but if you're spread too thin, you might not get really good at any of them. You might end up feeling overwhelmed and not making much progress in any area. To succeed, it's important to focus our efforts on mastering one skill at a time. It's like building a strong foundation for a house. You start with one brick at a time to make sure it's solid and sturdy before adding more. So, instead of trying to do everything at once, it's better to focus on one thing, get really good at it, and then move on to the next. That way, you can give each venture the attention and effort it deserves, and you'll be more likely to succeed in the long run. 5. Borrowing more than necessary. Imagine you have a piggy bank where you keep your money safe. Borrowing more than necessary is like taking out too much money from that piggy bank. You might borrow money for things like a new phone or a fancy dinner, but if you borrow more than you really need, it can cause problems. Being in constant debt means owing money all the time, and it's not a good feeling. It's like having a weight on your shoulders that you can't shake off. Borrowing more than necessary puts a strain on our finances, meaning it makes it harder for us to manage our money. It's like trying to carry too many bags of groceries at once. You might drop some, and it's hard to get to where you need to go. If you're always borrowing more than you need, it can make it tough to achieve your goals, like saving up for a vacation or buying a car. So it's important to borrow only what you need and make sure you can pay it back on time. That way, you can avoid getting stuck in financial hardship and focus on reaching your goals without unnecessary stress. 6. Prioritizing the wrong things. Consider that you have a lofty goal, like as purchasing a home or going on a trip around the world. Putting the incorrect things at the top of your priority list is analogous to spending all of your money on items that provide you with satisfaction in the short term, such as purchasing snacks or going out to eat frequently. Possessing sufficient funds to accomplish one's long-term objectives is what it means to generate wealth. On the other hand, it is comparable to sowing seeds in a garden and then waiting for them to develop into large, lovely plants. If, on the other hand, you spend all of your money on things that provide you with instant gratification, such as purchasing snacks on a daily basis rather than preparing them at home, you will not have enough money left over to pursue your ambitious goals. 7. Fixed mindset. It is the same as believing that we are incapable of changing or improving if we have a fixed attitude. Imagine you had a puzzle, and no matter how hard you try, you are convinced that you will never be able to solve it successfully. A fixed attitude is what you have. When we have the mindset that our capabilities are unchangeable, it can prevent us from developing and achieving our goals. To put it another way, it is the same as closing a jar. You are unable to escape and discover new opportunities. Even if you believe that you are not good at something and you never make an effort to improve, you will never become better at that item. This concludes the discussion. We have discussed 7 behaviors that have the potential to influence our financial well-being. Always keep in mind that even minor adjustments can have a significant impact on the way we handle our finances. Please remember to give this video a like, share it with your friends, and subscribe to our channel for more helpful stuff in the future. Let's work together to take charge of our financial situation and make progress toward a more promising future. Thank you for having watched. Together, let's take control of our finances and work towards a brighter future. Thanks for watching.